In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to link After Effects to Adobe Media Encoder, a very simple yet powerful process that greatly enhances your workflow. Whether you're working on a major project or a small clip, this method will allow you to export your compositions with ease, maintaining high quality and efficiency. Let's dive right in. Begin by launching After Effects and opening or creating the composition you wish to export. Make sure your composition is exactly how you want it, as you're preparing to send it off for rendering. Once you have your composition ready, the next step is to direct it towards Adobe Media Encoder. With your composition selected, head over to the top menu. Here you have a couple of options. Navigate to the Composition menu, and you'll see the option to Add to Adobe Media Encoder queue. Alternatively, you can find the same option under File, then Export, and finally, Add to Adobe Media Encoder queue. For those who favor shortcuts, you can use Ctrl+Alt+M if you're on a Windows PC, or if you're using a Mac, CMD+Option+M will do the trick. Executing any of these actions will trigger Adobe Media Encoder to either launch or switch to it if it's already open. In Media Encoder, you'll see your composition appear in the Queue panel, ready for the next steps. Now, let's move on to settings within Media Encoder. First, make sure the job you just added is selected in the queue. You'll need to decide on the format you'd like to use for exporting. You have options such as H.264, which is great for web use, or ProRes, which is often used for archival purposes or high-quality need. Once you select the format, you get to choose a preset that suits your project requirements. Presets help streamline the process, ensuring your output matches your needs without manually adjusting each setting. Next, designate the destination for your output file. Clicking on the file path next to your composition in the queue will let you choose where to save the final product. It's always a good idea to select an organized location, such as a dedicated folder for exports, to make locating your files easier later on. Once you've settled on the format, the preset, and the destination, you are all set to start the rendering process. Simply click the big green Start Queue button in the top right of the panel. At this point, Media Encoder takes over, and your composition begins rendering. One of the fantastic advantages of using Media Encoder is multitasking. While the software is hard at work rendering your file, you can return to After Effects and continue editing, or even start fresh with new compositions. This flexibility allows you to manage your time much more efficiently, boosting overall productivity. And that's it for linking After Effects to Adobe Media Encoder. By following these simple steps, you can seamlessly integrate your workflow, making exporting a breeze. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll enjoy trying out this technique in your projects.